What's going on, everybody? It's Warren Wick, aka Flex Cabana, and I am here representing the official Attitude Era podcast. Shout outs to High Def Camera, HDMI Plug, my brothers DNA and Z the Dropout. Of course, they couldn't be here, but they always here with us in spirit, doing their multiple thing and something bad. Did I say that? Anyway, we are here outside, rocking with the rest of the universe. And we got a major day going on today. Not only do we got the legendary Tugboat, we got the legendary Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. We got the legendary Tatanka, we got the legendary IRS, and we got the legendary Haku. Don't go nowhere. Y'all about to see some good.
That's it, man. Live in color.
Live in color. So first of all, thank you very much for taking the time out, you guys. Legends. Okay, I was a little baby when you were on my screen, you know, but I'm truly thankful. So one of the questions I want to ask you first. So we focus on
I didn't know the match. I know I have a match.
and after and during, because you know we feel as that was one of those pivotal moments in wrestling that just changed your trajectory. How was the Attitude Era influential and effective?
It was fun
at
though,
your
or
time in wrestling?
it was fun to do that kind? Or no?
It was a lot of different characters that people could identify with. Some of them are comical, some of them not so much. You know, you had Haku, most dangerous man on the planet, especially when he teamed with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when he teamed with Andre the Giant, the Colossal, you know,
The promoter told me, the guy who booked me.
it was one of those, you know, when they first brought me in, I had been wrestling in Florida, and I went overseas to Graz, Austria, where Schwarzenegger's from.
Nice.
And a promoter
And
was
that post was one of the most like
Otto Vance
top sellers.
was the promoter. I worked with him. He was the champion. I worked with him for 10 days over there. And then I came back and did WCW and WWF at all. And, you know, I always wanted to go to WWF. My biggest fear was not being ready to go there. Maybe being too green. You know, because, you know, but I finally decided and I went up there. And, you know, the thing is, when I went in to do my dark match, it was at Niagara Falls. I walked through they just had a curtain separating us from the people, and that's where we were dressing. I walked through the curtain, and I seen every great champion, okay, from all the territories from back in the day that there was. I mean, you know, the Ted DiBiase, you know, IRS before he was IRS, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, there was, you know, Dusty Rhodes was there, you know what I'm saying? You know, there was just so many great wrestlers. Vince took them all. He took all the champions and made this company. And, you know, he went national and international, you know, and it wasn't what his dad didn't want it changed like that. But, you know, when he took over and had the reins, you know, he took it to the next level. You know, nobody had ever, you know, it was at the beginning of cable TV. Cable TV had probably been on a couple of years, and you know, taking it up there where so many millions of people were watching it. I mean, it's incredible, and it's evolved. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about the wrestling business. If you look at video and matches from the 50s, 40s, going through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and see how things changed. You know, people got more colorful. They had definite characters and stuff. You know, it wasn't back in the heyday when, you know, at the end of World War II, you know, they had guys that were, the Japanese guys were against and the German guys. Every territory had one. You know, then you had the redneck guys, and you had, you know, just, you know, it wasn't like it was when the Attitude Era came along, you know, and it just kept, you know, there was so many people that put together angles and different, you know, back, you know, it was, how can I put this politically right, you know, it was a soap opera for adults.
Yes,
You know
it
what I'm
was.
saying?
Yes.
at one point, until they went PG, you go if you were booked on the show and the matches were after 8, 9 o'clock at nighttime, things got wild. You know, then you had the girls losing their clothes and all that stuff. And I mean, it was just crazy. It's blood. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know, Nike and you know, Coca-Cola, they ain't real wild about that kind of stuff in the program because they're family oriented.
So speaking of family, right? You know, wrestling is very much a family business, and a lot of what I noticed is that there's times where you might be finding out that a wrestler is related to this wrestler, or that wrestler's niece is dating that one's cousin. Do you yourself have any family in the business?
And we had talked about this, man.
Yes, I wanted you to just say the floor.
Dusty was my brother-in-law from my first marriage.
God bless.
Okay, and Dustin and Cody are my nephews. And then Jerry Sags, the Nasty Boys, that's my other brother-in-law.
Nice.
Okay, and then my oldest son works for WWE. Television.
How you guys doing?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but you know, just like Haku's kids, you know what I'm saying? All great wrestlers. Even his son-in-law, you know, works for NWA. You know, is married to his daughter. You know, so, I mean, so it is a business. You know, and there's a lot of second and third generations. I mean, look at the Ortons. You know what I'm saying? The grandfather, the father, and you know, and you know, the son, and all phenomenal talent. You know, I mean, you know, back in the day, Greg the Hammer Valentine, his dad was before him, Johnny Valentine. You know, if you didn't believe something was real when you watched the Johnny Valentine wrestle in the ring, you knew it was real. You know, just solid, crazy. You know, people talk about wrestling now where it's, you know, especially overseas and stuff. We wrestle in Japan a lot, you know, and strong style.
Strong style,
Yeah, depending on who you got in the ring with, any given night can be strong style. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those kind of situations. Yeah, but definitely a lot of family, man. I mean, Neidhart's daughter, phenomenal. You know, Davey Boy's son, who's incredible. You know, amateur, you know, mixed martial arts, you know, and pro wrestling. I mean, he can do it all. His dad would be, if his dad was still here, his dad would be incredibly proud of him. You know, about where he's come and where he's gone. You know, but I mean, there's so many guys from so many different families. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, Mr. Haku, would I be able to ask you this question as well?
It's depends on.
Depends. Okay. All right, that's fine. I wanted to know what was during that time. What was like the most craziest thing that you guys ever seen or witnessed that just made you go like, wow, I can't believe this is even happened.
That's hard, huh?
Yeah.
There's so many.
What's one of those things that, I mean, there are so many that stand out.
Well, I would say lately, you know, having the Young Rock,
okay.
That I'm still alive and somebody's acting on my behalf. I thought you know, most of the stuff like that, you had to die before they, you know what I'm saying? That's how, that was weird to me in that way of. And you know, something that was,
and him becoming so successful, a smart man that has smart people around him. You know what I'm saying? And he's just done so many different things, and has gone so far. You know, he had great talent. He had amazing talent when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, we had the opportunity to be in different WrestleManias and Survivor. I remember being in Wembley Stadium in '92, coming out, and you couldn't even hear yourself talk across a ring because the fans were so incredible. I mean, they were wild, just amazing. You know, but I mean, you know, all the different shows. Like I said, we'd go to Japan and that first time over in the Tokyo Dome. You know, me and Quake wrestled the Road Warriors. I mean, it was just incredible. You know, and here I was the green guy in that group because Quake started out there with Shoei Baba. I mean, not with Baba, but with shoot. You know, with the big promotion there.
As a natural disaster, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, he started there, John Tenta. He wrestled also over a year as a sumo.
No, I'm asking you. If I'm not mistaken, you were part of the natural disaster.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm on point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was awesome. He was like the brother from another mother, as far as I'm concerned, with me.
Yeah.
You know, and he was a great amateur wrestler. Like I said, he was undefeated in sumo, and then he broke in pro wrestling over there, and then finally came over here, and just amazing. He went to LSU, wrestled there, you know, and participated in other stuff there. When he was a little bit lighter on his feet, I believe he did rugby, or I believe rugby he played a little bit. And you did rugby too, right, Haku?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So, I got 2 more questions for you guys, and then I'm gonna leave you guys alone. All right? I think you guys again. So if you had to have, right, a dream match with yourself and somebody that was significantly, of a, I guess, presence during the Attitude Era, who would it be? What would be the pay-per-view? What style of match? Is there a title on the line? Is there a manager in the corner? Like,
That's such a difficult question. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to go with that, because there's so many great guys. You know, like when we were talking before. You know, I came in. I was watching guys. I came in, and these are all guys that I'd watched when I was young, and they were still working, and I had the opportunity to work with them. So my dreams kind of came true.
right? Okay.
You know, who would have knew that Dusty Rhodes that I grew up and that would be eventually down the road be my my brother-in-law, and who would know that I got to wrestle? I've wrestled him in a cage, knocking each other from pillar to post, bleeding all over the place. There's plenty of photos from those matches online. We worked in Florida. I mean, it's just an amazing deal, man. You know, and like I said, and Attitude Era. I mean, all the guys you had, you got Steve Austin, you got all these other guys, man. That were, The Rock, and a lot of monster heels. I mean, I got to work with the first matches that Undertaker, when he first came in. I got to work on some of those matches, and when we first started doing Raw at the Manhattan Center, we took it, worked with Doink the Clown, and I worked with all these other guys, and I
like
worked
Doink.
with several of the Doinks.
Yeah, several of the Doinks, yes, because there was a babyface Doinks, the heel Doink. Yeah, I like the heel Doink. I like the heel Doink, but the babyface was okay.
Yeah. The first was Matt Bourne, and he was like Krusty the Clown for me.
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah. As far as I mean, he was incredible. And then Bam Bam's friend was Doink. At one point, Brooklyn Brawler was. I was listening to you're talking about podcasts like this. I was listening to him doing a deal talking about when Vincent called him and that stuff the other day.
Yeah.
Day before yesterday. I just thought it was funny. But I remember when all that, had transpired. Ray Apollo. Yeah, Ray Apollo was doing it. He was going probably the longest. Even Steve Kern did a few matches with Doink.
Steve Kern, wow.
Skinner. Yeah. One of the fabulous ones. He was back in the day with Stan Lane.
And you only on the Attitude Era podcast, you don't get this kind of information. You're putting me on.
But there's a lot of guys. Like there's been a couple of Kim Cheese,
Kim Cheese?
Yeah, that was, Kamala's.
A couple of Kamalas too? Oh.
No, only one Kamala.
One Kamala, okay, yeah.
Only one.
Only one, yeah.
One and only.
One and only.
But he had a couple of handlers, yeah.
People are starting to line up there, so we got to
one last question. Sure. Has there ever been any title that you're like, if I could have just got to navigate to that route, that has eluded you in your mind?
I mean, there's a lot, I mean, it's just like somebody had talked about Hall of Fame and that stuff today, and I'm like, why isn't there a brick and mortar building? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's great. There's a lot of great guys who've been honored, but there's a lot of guys from wrestling history that people's grandmothers and grandfathers watched, great grandmothers, grandfathers watched, and they worked for Vince's dad. They worked for, you know what I'm saying, they worked for Vince. You know, but there's a lot of guys like that. The last bunch, I think, was maybe 3 or 4 years ago when they did nominees. They did them as a group, you know. But I think they need a brick and mortar building. They need to be able to, the people, the fans need to be, you know, see the different action pictures and video. You know, maybe a place where you can watch wrestling videos from different time periods. And, you know, I mean, but, you know, I imagine eventually it would happen. It'd be great in Orlando because you could go to Universal Studios, you could go to MGM Studios, Disney, the whole 9 yards. And then if you want to get away from your family, you take your boy or your daughter or whatever and go to the wrestling deal. You know, you got the school there, you know, NXT and that, you know, developmental is there, and have it so that you could do a tour of the facility while these guys are training and actually see what they go through. Watch what they go through when they're training, you know. So it would be a pretty cool thing, I think. I would go.
We're gonna manifest.
I'm a mark. I'd go.
We're gonna manifest it. We're gonna put that in the air.
Put it together.
And make sure Mr. Tug gets a part of that, man. This is Warren Wynn, aka Flex Cabana, the official Attitude Era podcast. We got the legendary Tugboat. Thank you so much again, Mr. Tug, as I like to call him.
Flex is the realist.
We got the OG Haku. He's here working. We're here. Don't go nowhere. Mr. Tug, thank you so much, man. God bless you.
You're welcome, man.
Mr. Haku, thank you so much. I know it's busy, but thank you so much. And again, guys,